welcome to downtown Hingham for the 4th of July celebration. My name is Catherine Collins here from Harbor Media. I have a couple of special guests here with me today. On my left, we have Liz Hanlon.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here with everyone. We have a beautiful day for the 4th.
On my right, joining us for a few minutes here is...
Bob Olson, retired fire chief from the town of Hingham.
Please excuse the wind. It's picking up a little, but it's actually quite a relief considering how hot it is today. Actually, Bob is very qualified to speak to that as he spent the morning helping with the road race. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, we started setting up for the road race for the public safety aspects to make sure the route was safe. And about 6 o'clock this morning, road race started with about 2,000 participants at 7 o'clock and finished very successfully around 8:30. So it was a very successful road race.
I'm going to be honest with both of you. I think one of my biggest fears in this life is that I will marry into a family that runs races for fun on holidays, and I'm really not sure what I'd do in that situation.
Walk. That's another thing.
Yeah, or you stand by the side of the road and you make signs.
I could do that.
There you go.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of families that run it, but not competitively, just to have the experience of doing it. So it's kind of nice.
You know, I'm actually not sure. Do you know, is this race affiliated with a charity?
It's affiliated, I believe, with the Hingham Recreation.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's terrific.
They do a lot of really terrific things down there.
Now, did you have any particular challenges? It's very hot out today. How was that?
Yeah, we've been doing it for a number of years, but we plan for the different types of weather that we have, and we look at that. This morning we had a real concern because of the temperature and the heat wave we've been having, and the fact that people may not hydrate properly before they run the race, but we only had 2 incidents of people that required advanced medical care where we actually transported them to the hospital. Everybody else, we took care of the normal things that we would take care of right at the finish line. We set up an EMS center and do the treatments right there.
Well, that sounds terrific. Sounds like you guys have it well covered.
Yeah, well-oiled machine.
Well, we like to think so.
The finish line for the race was actually here in downtown Hingham, kind of near, what'd you say, across from the Loring Theater?
Yeah, or right in front of the Hingham Historical Society.
So it was pretty crowded earlier, but now we are finally seeing the parade begin to reach us at about 10:44 a.m. It began at Hingham High School, actually at 10. And coming up first, Liz, can you make that out?
It looks like we have a police escort clearing people out of the way, followed by some flag bearers, a color guard perhaps?
Interesting. Well, we'll let them get closer. It's really important to keep people out of the road as the parade gets underway.
Yes, especially small children. You know, if they dart out in front of the floats, you know, they may be too small to be seen. It's definitely very important to keep people back.
One thing we wanted to ask too is this true that this is the first year you're actually going to get to watch the parade without working?
Yeah, it actually is the first time in about 3 years. Normally, because of the fire chief's responsibility is also emergency management, we would, in the event that something major were to happen, we open up the emergency operations center for the town. And my job has been to be in that emergency operations center back up at fire headquarters, so I haven't gotten the chance to see the parade in a number of years.
Oh, good.
So this is my first time in 3 years to see the parade.
Well, chances are it won't have changed too much. There are a number of classics that are expected to make an appearance this year. For example, Uncle Sam, who has been in, his first time in a parade was actually in 1933.
Wow. And this is his busiest day.
A lot going on. Look at that. So now, how many people are usually involved in the fire trucks parading about?
How many people are involved in the what?
If you had to, oh, there goes your brother.
Okay. Yeah, he was surprised to learn that he had to do that every year, so.
He was, really?
He was surprised, yeah. Because his job has always been to get the floats ready to leave the high school when he was deputy chief. So it was pretty funny when he's like, I have to do what? I have to lead the parade?
Smile and wave.
He thought that was funny.
Now, do you guys feel like you see each other less often now that you're not working conjointly?
A little bit more because I have more free time. We always put the public safety vehicles at the front of the parade. And people may wonder why. It does clear the traffic, but it's also so that we can get the apparatus back in service faster if they need it elsewhere.
Well, that's great. Really good to know.
And so right now we're looking at the VFW color guard, and I cannot imagine how hot they must be in those uniforms, but they're looking very, very sharp.
I think that might be the police, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Hingham police color
Oh,
guard.
my mistake.
Got you. Hingham Police, they're looking very sharp. Folks, what you're hearing are sirens from, it looks like 2 fire trucks right now.
Sirens blaring, lights flashing.
We apologize if we're hard to hear. We'll let you enjoy that for a minute. You know, I've always wondered, how long does it take to be ready to go if you have a call for an emergency? How long does it take a person to get cleaned up and ready to go? Yeah, there's no way you can answer this right now.
We have some firework action, it sounds like.
Might be the militia.
And now, behind the fire trucks, we have our town elected officials who are making an early appearance today. We have Paul Healy, Paul Gannon, Mary Power, Eileen McCracken, Garrett Bradley, and Vinny Demacido.
Demacido? Oh, looks like there's also Patrick O'Connor from Weymouth who headed down the way, and Joan Mescano.
Everyone's looking very festive.
Oh, they look quite happy to be here despite having walked, about a mile? Good for them.
Yeah, I think Jean's name is actually Jean Machino. She lives in Hull, and she's the representative for the town of Hingham.
Lovely. Oh, and we have some reenactors coming up.
Terrific. This is the Hingham Militia. They are a group honoring town history, our town history since 1637. They're a non-profit organization, and they regularly appear at events such as Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and St. Patrick's Day parades.
Very good. Don't they look wonderful?
They do.
Let's see. Coming up next will be the Hingham Veterans Group. Don't they look fine?
They do indeed. Crisp whites.
That's great. You know, I'm not sure if I saw him there or if he'll make an appearance later, but the Veteran of the Year we're honoring this year is Herm Mesmer. Have you met him, Bob?
I don't believe I have. No.
I haven't had the pleasure myself, but he is 88 years old, and he ran the road race this morning. He has actually run it, how many times? 30 times, the Hingham 4th of July road race.
And not just the Hingham road race, he's also run the Boston Marathon 3 times, which is incredible.
That is incredible.
And he served in Korea. There goes the militia, if you could hear that.
You know, as a child, I used to be very concerned that there would be birds dropping out of the sky if any part of that went wrong. I don't think it was about 12 I learned until blinks. Very grateful for those. So far, is it pretty much the way you remember it?
Yes, it is. It's interesting, back in the 70s, the parade used to actually go the opposite way.
Seriously?
Yep, and that hill going up to Hingham Center was always kind of a difficult thing for a lot of people to do, so they decided to turn it around and change it and leave from the high school.
So it'd be going downhill?
So you'd be going downhill.
Well, there you go. That probably the runners must have liked that too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, the road race went the same way, but the parade used to go the other way.
Oh, gotcha.
Which was interesting back in those days because we used to the fire department used to pull a hand tub, and we always would have to get to the bottom of the hill, take a little break, let people get ahead, and then we would run the hand tub up the hill.
Oh no.
But that was always the challenge going back to the high school, was going up that hill to Hingham Center.
Oh God, I can't imagine.
It's a little more fuel efficient this way, probably.
Probably just a little bit.
And I think a little easier on the participants.
Yeah.
Well, as some of these floats catch up, I actually wanted to ask you, I understand you're quite the history aficionado. Do you have any fun facts about the 4th of July or some of America's founding fathers?
No, not so much on America's founding fathers. 4th of July is a good event. It's always good to celebrate the birth of your country.
Well, what about Ben Franklin?
Well, that had to do with the symbol of our country, what we were talking about earlier.
Well, I thought it was very interesting.
Ben Franklin, when it came time to picking like a national symbol, was talking about using the turkey, because the turkey was such a staple in American diet for the colonists and the Native Americans that lived here. And for a long time, those of us that live today have not seen a lot of turkeys. But the amount of turkeys that we see today is the way it actually was back in the 1700s. It's unfortunate that the turkey population kind of, because of different pressure and stuff like that, the turkey population went down. They were reintroduced in the western part of the state from New York, and the turkey population obviously likes moving back to its original territory. As we can see, everywhere you go, there are plenty of turkeys, which is why Ben Franklin wanted to have the turkey be the national bird.
The more you know.
But I guess it wasn't distinct enough, and the bald eagle actually probably ended up being the right choice.
There's a certain gravitas, I think it lends.
Yeah, we could have had a very different national character if we had had the turkey as our symbol.
Well, I won't comment on that.
Look at this. What a lovely display of patriotism here in these trucks and floats. Great assortment of flags, and it sounds like, is that the Army's song that was playing?
I believe so.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Now, some of these Humvees and Jeeps that we are seeing, you're not hitting any speed bumps with those.
Oh, look at this. We've got the Lyndon Pons Veteran Group van with veterans, marchers, and 3 decorated cars playing military music. That's great. Lyndon Pons has actually been open since 2004, an assisted living facility in South Hingham.
It's a really terrific community. The veterans group there is about 11 years old. They have veterans who served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam. It's very active. Their key events are the Veterans Day Parade, the Memorial Day Parade, and the 4th of July Parade.
Oh, this car is decorated to celebrate World War II Naval Captain Richard Rome. Thank you, Richard, for your service, if you should happen to see this. Well, thank you anyway, even if you aren't watching. We won't hold that against you.
He is cruising in style. This is, I'm sure many other parade participants are envious of his ride.
Oh, and in his dress whites. Looking very handsome indeed, Richard. Good for you.
And so now I believe this is one of our vintage cars that you'll see around town on nice days. They have joined the parade. Little eye candy.
I actually worked with the parade committee this year and in previous years, and I know they go to a lot of trouble to find people who have and are willing to drive really beautiful vintage cars in parades such as this. I imagine they're in high demand throughout the summer, so we're very grateful they chose Hingham. Did you guys actually know this parade is entirely privately funded?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is one of the interesting things about the Hingham 4th of July Parade is there's a group in the town, the 4th of July Parade Committee, which is actually a privately run group, and they actually do all the fundraising for the parade under the capable leadership of Jim Murphy, who's the chairman of that committee. Each year they need to come up with between $35,000 and $40,000 to be able to sponsor this parade. And it's one of the great things about being in Hingham that they can find the donors to let this continue. In the same way, like the fireworks are not supported by the government organizations, they're supported by private donations as well.
Now, that's the Lions Club?
That was the Lions Club, yep, who ran it this year, yeah.
All right, so we are now being approached by the Boston Crusaders, who are a drum and bugle corps based in Boston. They're the 3rd oldest junior drum and bugle corps. They were founded in 1940, and they perform with brass players, percussionists, color guard members. All of their members are under the age of 22, and every summer they travel over 10,000 miles all across the nation to perform and compete. They are an incredible group. This year, I believe their production is called SOS, with a variety of different musical selections. Phenomenal group.
I'm so sorry about that. I think our slides are actually out of order, but this band is doing a great job. This is the Veterans of Foreign Wars marching band. But we didn't know that until just now, because they did not look like they were 22, but that's okay. They're probably flattered.
actually a John Philip Sousa march called El Capitan, a classic.
Yep, I remember playing this in band under the very capable leadership of Brian Sincata. Mr. Sincata, I hope you're doing well. I'm really sorry to say I haven't practiced the flute in about 7 years now, but I do think of it from time to time. Hope you're well.
I'm sure he is flattered, Catherine.
I hope so. I wish him well. Oh, good. Coming up now, what does that say?
I believe these are the Hingham Raiders. This is Hingham football.
Is it? Mm-hmm. We're pretty confident in that.
Well, it does have a football on the banner, so I do feel very
good.
confident about that, yes.
I'm sorry, I questioned your abilities. I got a little bit nervous about those slides. Football. Did you ever play football, Bob?
Ninth grade in the middle school, and it was a very good year. We had 2 junior high schools. We had South Hingham Junior High School and Central Junior High School, and I played 1 year, discovered while I was very fast, I was way too light. So I switched over to soccer, and I played soccer for Hingham High School.
There you go.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Well, you know more than I do. Who do you have picked to win the World Cup?
Naturally, I'm going to go with Sweden, because my last name is Olsen.
There we go.
But I think that's probably just a wish. France looked awfully good. Belgium played a really, really good game against Japan the other day.
Oh, looking good, guys. They see the cameras. They're pretty hyped.
They are hyped up. They're practicing hard for the fall season, I'm sure.
Fun. Very fun. Let's see what this sign says. Oh, look at that. There we have the Grand Marshal, Marianne Blackmer. Doesn't she look festive today? She is the former co-chair of Foster's Parent-Teacher Organization and the former athletic director of Hingham Youth Football.
And this is a woman who is spinning a lot of plates all around the community. She's been known to volunteer with Rosie's Place, Friends of the Homeless at the South Shore, Hingham Mothers Club. Honestly, we have a list here, but it would take too long to read all of the things that she's involved with.
And we're too excited to talk about Harbor Media's float coming up. In case you didn't know, that's what you are watching this on, either YouTube or the channels provided by Comcast or Verizon. Harbor Media is a source of community information and really fun, in-depth interviews like we had that time, Bob. We had great times. I asked him why he didn't have Dalmatians. He told me that was more of a rumor. I was only kind of disappointed. Oh, looking good, guys. Looking good. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, we have just received a delivery of candy.
God bless. God bless America, and God bless Hershey's.
And Snickers.
Amazing. And now, I think up next we are going to see some Clydesdales from Hobby Knoll Stables in Duxbury.
Is that their official name, Liz?
It is. I believe that is their official name, yes.
I thought it was the Budweiser ponies, the horsies, the beer horsies, you know?
Well, these horses have to stay hydrated today, so you may know them as the Budweiser horses, but they are being responsible, drinking a lot of water, hydrate or die, etc.
I didn't think they drank it. I thought they represented it, but that's fine. I don't advocate for.
No, but that's actually a lot of racing horses enjoy a Guinness after races.
Is that true?
That is actually a fact.
You're not making that up?
I'm not making that up.
Whoa. We are learning so much here today, guys.
And so the Hobby Knoll Stables Clydesdales actually offer sleigh rides, hay rides, and they march at a variety of town parades.
Majestic beasties.
They are so tall. They are very large animals.
That's coming from us. We're pretty tall people, too. You can't tell now because we're sitting, but we are. You can take my word for it. Oh, look at that. The DARE program.
Now, Catherine, did you do DARE?
Of course I did DARE. I said no to drugs, even after Nancy Reagan told me to.
And their float is actually decorated with, I think there was
banners and posters designed by 6th graders. Well done. The posters have an anti-drug /
there are the posters.
Good decision-making theme. The people walking looks like Hingham Middle School students and their parents. Well done.
The DARE program, it actually it's a drug education program in Hingham. It's taught by Officer Rob Ramsey, and it was started in 1994 by Officer Perino.
So probably not a part of your education in the Hingham schools.
No, it wasn't in the Hingham schools then, but I remember when former Chief Mike Perino was working the DARE program up the school.
All right.
That was a very successful program for the town of Hingham.
Right now, passing us. This is the Situate Band, a community band based out of Situate, Mass. I gotta give them a special shout out. I used to play with this band. They're a tremendous group. Founded in 1933, the band members range in age from teens to seniors, so it's a great learning experience, whether you're taking energy from younger musicians or learning from older musicians. So highly recommend. They do outdoor concerts every Friday, and Charlie Schaefer, the conductor of that band, is doing a great job.
Oh, that's terrific.
We have definitely a fun group coming up. This is the Aleppo Shriners Clown Unit.
There's a lot of different units that are out of the Aleppo Shrine up in Wilmington, Mass. And one of their major fundraisers, of course, is being a fireman. You get involved in that with the Shriners Burn Hospital in Boston. Massachusetts is unique in that we actually have 2 Shriners hospitals in Massachusetts, one in Springfield and the other in in Boston. The Boston one does the burn center, but they got their start doing child orthopedics rather than burns. They're a little bit more known today for the burns than they are the orthopedics, but when Shriners originally started, it was 2 doctors over in Egypt that were orthopedic doctors talking about what they could give back to the community, and they came up across this idea, and that's where Shriners all started.
What an amazing growth they've had.
Yeah.
The more you know. So we're being passed by the Worcester Brass Bands. They're a traditional brass band. Their members are a mixed group of more than 50 friendly people, ranging in age from 12 to 65 years.
Oh, and look now, coming up, preparing to shoot, we have, there it is. We have the 54th Massive Regiment, the first military unit consisting of black soldiers to be raised in the North during the Civil War. For anyone who's seen the movie Glory with Matthew Broderick and several other very talented actors, it's great. If you haven't, you should watch it. It's a very important story and one that remains very near and dear to the hearts of Massachusetts patriots.
It's very interesting that during the Civil War, when they put out the call for black soldiers to join the Union Army, they actually got such an overwhelming response that they formed 2 different units, the 54th and the 55th. But the 54th is the one that's celebrated as being the first.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. The more you know. Kind of like Bunker Hill really being Breed's Hill. Funny how we decide what gets to be remembered and what doesn't.
Well, they say the victor always writes the story.
True. Speaking of Victor, coming up here we have Alana Marsden, a 5th grader at Foster Elementary School. Now, her claim to fame actually is that she designed this year's button. Well done, Alana. Very proud of you.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous.
Great design.
Yeah, the button program is actually one of the major sources of funding that the 4th of July Parade Committee uses.
Oh, very good.
Yep, they have a contest each year to come up with the button, and then they sell the buttons, and that helps raise money to actually sponsor the parade we're doing now.
Oh, nice.
I got my button on.
Oh, very good. You'll have to show that to the camera.
Yeah,
Very nice. We'll get a close-up of that to share later.
that's a great design, actually.
Yeah,
Alana, you did a very good
It was
job.
actually inspired by Ginny Gray, who did a lot of volunteer work for the town of Hingham. And she worked tirelessly on several different fronts, on several different groups. One of them was the 4th of July Committee. So it's kind of nice to honor her with Hingham volunteers, because that's basically what Ginny was. So Jim Murphy was very proud of the fact that that got adopted as the button for this year.
Her presence is definitely still being felt today. She is missed dearly, and our thoughts are with her loved ones. Just passing us a few minutes ago, the Hingham Girl Scouts had several walkers. Girl Scouts run from kindergarten through high school, and they were very, very cute. They also do a great deal of good in the community and responsible for selling those cookies we all love so much.
They are so good.
They really should have those available today on ice.
Year round. Your Thin Mints on ice? Yeah.
I would eat a Thin Mint on ice right now. Oh.
Everybody has their favorite.
What's yours?
The Thin Mints. I like the shortbread, the lemon shortbread ones too.
Okay, all right. I'm a Caramel Delight fan, although I think they have different names depending on what part of the country you're in.
I think you are right, yeah.
Oh, there's a lost reenactor. Sir.
That's right, he's just doubled back around to watch the rest of the parade. He's into it. Or he'll march again.
You know what? I bet those soldiers wish they'd had Reeboks back then. It probably would have helped a number of things.
All right, coming up we have Best Chevrolet, who is one of the sponsors for today's parade. Thank you so much for your support. It's essential to making this kind of thing happen.
And for loaning the Harbor Media float a truck to use. We really appreciate it. Looks like they did the same here for the Hingham Girls Hockey Group. I'm sure it was greatly appreciated by them as well. Look at them.
Now, these girls are tough. Hockey is not a gentle sport, certainly, and it's amazing that they are getting out on the ice and getting out there and playing that game.
Yeah, the Hingham women's team has been good for a very long time. I kind of thought that was a trophy, but it looks like it's tinfoil. Either way, it looks great. Shine on, young ladies. Shine on.
I think it's a model of the Stanley Cup. It's very interesting, too, in Hingham sports, especially with girls' Hingham sports now that hockey is becoming as popular as it is. Also one that actually was a Native American sport way back in the beginning, lacrosse, is also very popular in Hingham High School, girls lacrosse.
No, I didn't know. I did not know that lacrosse came from the Native Americans. Any other fun American history trivia facts for us?
No, I went to school in upstate New York, so that's when I first got introduced to lacrosse.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, look at these adorable kids visiting from the Sunset Point Camp. For nearly 100 years, they provided a dream vacation at the seashore to over 40,000 low-income at-risk children aged 5 to 13 from Greater Boston.
And this is out in Hull, which is, just gorgeous in the summertime. Come say hi.
You can say hi real quick. Real quick. Oh, nope, sorry. We should not have encouraged that. I'm so sorry. Don't get in trouble on our behalf. They seem nice.
So we have the Hingham Citizen of the Year coming up. And this year, the winner is Jane.
He drinking?
Well, it's the 4th of July.
I'm going to... Bob, is that allowed?
I don't know.
Fascinating. Okay, well, just kidding.
Anyway, this year's Citizen of the Year is Ms. Jane Carr. And actually, during the nomination process, so many people admire her so much that they actually thought that she had already been the Citizen of the Year. And so there's a bit of confusion there, but she has gotten her due. She was a founding member of the South Shore Conservatory, and she's the driving force behind the new Heritage Museum at Old Derby. And she has 4 grandchildren and 9 grandchildren.
That is crazy impressive.
Yeah.
Well done, you. You know what? I think while we have a little break coming up, we should probably release Bob so he can go on and celebrate the rest of his day. We told him we wouldn't keep him here forever.
Well, I appreciate the
We're so
opportunity
glad
to be
that you
here and have
came.
a conversation with you. It's always a pleasure.
It is likewise. I can't tell you how much. And I would just like to reiterate that if Glenn Olson is watching this, your brother is a better person than you are. He didn't have to be here today. You're at work. He chose and volunteered. I'm just kidding, Glenn. We appreciate you very much. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get involved in that one. I'm just going to let that slide. He always says that Mom liked me best, so I don't know.
Oh, stop. Well, now I didn't know that. There's
All right.
background. Now I feel bad. Oh, God.
Well, again, thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Lovely to see you. Love to your grand dog. And we'll keep the headset probably. But
My
feel free to take as
granddog
much
Roxy.
candy.
That was nice of you to mention her.
Of course. Shout out to Roxy.
Okay, take care.
All right,
Have a
see you
safe and
guys
happy
later.
4th.
We actually have someone else, I think, that's going to visit with us in a second.
Oh boy! So we have some of the clowns from the Aleppo clown unit, Shriners clown unit that was here earlier.
Looking good. Oh, very nice. Well, hello. How are you doing? We have a little visitor with us for a minute. Tell us, my friend, what's your name?
I'm Cece.
Cece, what does that stand for?
Cecilia.
Cecilia, what a lovely name.
And how old are you, Cece?
7.
Are you having a good 4th of July?
Yes.
What makes this year a good 4th of July?
I like the parade.
Yeah? How many have you seen so far?
Probably this is my first, so I like it.
Look at the clowns. And what's been your favorite float or favorite thing that you've seen so far?
I like the Girl Scouts because they give us candy and I got extra candy.
You know what? That's pretty hard to argue with. How come you got extra?
Because my friend, she was a Girl Scout and we got extra candy. She promised us we would get extra candy.
What a good friend.
Well, you know what? We're so glad you stopped by, Cece. Is there any message you'd want to share with everyone in Hingham?
No.
No? All right, well, we're so glad you stopped by. We hope you have a great 4th of July. See you later.
Okay.
Bye, buddy. What a cute kid.
I know. Looking so festive today. And so this is the 7th Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps, who were founded in 2002 to support music and marching arts education. It's a competitive program, and they travel around the country for the summer and compete in the Drum Corps International Championships. So they include brass, percussion, and dancers.
Very impressive. They are quite poised, staying in line.
Very. And, you know, as someone who's been in marching band, I can tell you, those uniforms, wool uniforms in the summer are hot. These kids are remarkable for, you know, look at how straight they're standing, great posture. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to make it look this effortless. And now, they don't march with sousaphones, the tubas that wrap around. They're actually marching with just tubas that they put up on their shoulder, which is a lot of work.
Definitely a lot of work. And the commitment to excellence it takes to remain that straight and hold that posture while wearing all that in terms of uniform and gear. Well done.
Yeah.
What do you reckon this is?
Hard to tell right now.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a dump truck.
Well, maybe it's a representatives from the Hingham transfer facility.
It could be. Like, what are you every day the rest of the year?
Well, and they're
Instead of
closed
today.
on Wednesdays, so we know the officials there are available.
Look at this. Oh, it is Hingham wrestling.
Oh, terrific! So we have varsity members on the floats. The team was established as the first Hingham High School Veteran Appreciation Club. And they've been playing several consecutive years in the league championship. This year we actually had 3 varsity members and 8 junior varsity members place in Division II states.
That's lovely.
Terrific.
Let's see if Hingham youth hockey can compete. The boys look good, but let's hear what they have to say. It looks like their Squirt B team was the regular season and playoff champions.
Wow.
That's so exciting. You know, in this past year, they have, it looks like 600 plus participants. There's music.
This is a jam.
I feel like we should jam.
This is an absolute jam.
Hold on to the
I'm not going to sing.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
will
it's a good
turn
idea.
off their TVs if
We
I
don't
do.
need that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to dance a little in my seat while we talk about this. So the season highlight from the past year was they went up against Westwood. The kids actually got to play their teammates. It was a really, really fun game and a great season for all the kids involved. Oh, look, there's a band.
Look at this. This looks like the Low Tide Band. What a great name. This is giving me some strong Ferris Bueller vibes.
Oh, that is so accurate.
Give it up for Hingham hockey.
Woo! You know what? I will give it up for Hingham Hockey.
Yeah.
They look like they worked really hard on this. Well done, guys.
And I mean, as you can see, this is a very large program. Hingham's hockey program is phenomenal. Just tons and tons of kids at all age levels participating.
The side of their float actually says, give 100%, work, sweat, perseverance, teamwork. It looks like they're committed.
On a day like today, I think they're leaning heavily towards sweat, or at least I am.
But very cool little vintage car right now.
Oh, look at the flames on that hood.
Blue flames, you know, because that's where it's hottest. At the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's true.
Yeah.
The white flames are, white and blue are the hottest.
We paid attention in science class.
Ooh, we have a Stilt-Walker approaching, and I believe this is Mr. Henry. Oh goodness, he's a perennial character.
Well, tell me, Liz, how confident are you that those are stilts?
You know, that's a good question.
Because he could just be really tall,
It's-
and I don't think we should assume anything. Oh, you know what? He doesn't have feet right now.
This is, Mr. Henry Lappin, and he's been performing and teaching juggling for over 30 years. He studied physical comedy at California's Del Arte School, and he's an active member of the International Jugglers Association and the Hats Off Performers Guilds, which is quite remarkable. Now, Kevin, can you juggle at all?
No, I can't, and I don't have anywhere near those kinds of qualifications.
What about stilt walking?
Well, you know, sometimes I feel like what I do is stilt walking at about 6'1", but I do what I can.
It was tricky. I'm actually, I was recently reading an article that there are cultures around the world that use stilts as, or have used stilts as a mode of transportation.
Really? You
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't listening. Could you say that again?
No, it's all right. Do we have a guest who's joining
We
us?
do, and that's what I was kind of distracted by. Hello, come join us for a second. Whoa, boy, this is exciting, guys. You wouldn't believe who we have here right now. Oh, look at this. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Introduce yourself to our viewers in case they don't know you.
I'm Eileen McCracken. I'm the town clerk with the town of Hingham.
You're very fancy and looking so festive, might I
Thank
add.
you.
I love this
Thank
whole
you.
aesthetic.
Thanks. I try.
How are you enjoying the 2018 parade so far?
It's great. I walked it, and then I came back, and the bands are great.
The bands
So,
are doing
yeah.
so well this year. And I can't imagine how hot they are. Some of them
they
with those
must be.
uniforms.
I know, because I think they're wool.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, that's like reenactors level.
I know, yes.
Well, would you like to hang out with us for a few minutes?
Sure, I'd love to.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you. It looks
you.
like coming up right now we have the Old Colony Highlanders Pipe Band. They debuted here in 2016. They teach the music and culture of the great Highland bagpipe and Scottish-style drumming to youth and adults in an affirming atmosphere. I do think that's important when teaching young people, to be positive.
Yes, I agree.
And you know, I have to admit, I'm a little bit jealous of them that they get to wear kilts today. That's probably the most comfortable uniform we've seen yet.
Probably.
Chances are you aren't the only one then. How was the walk, by the way?
The walk was fine. It was hot in a couple of places, but I had my water with me, so I did well.
We have a little flourishes from the drummers.
Go ahead and call me William Wallace because I am loving this.
I love the purple drumsticks.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know
Yeah,
this.
they were cute. They would have little pom-poms on them.
Oh, nice. Wonder if that's culturally significant or just to be like fun.
It's probably to be fun.
Yeah, good for them. It's important to have
It
fun.
goes with their outfits, though.
We're having so much fun,
This
and
is
we're
great.
glad you're here.
Oh,
Do you have
thank
any
you.
fun like American history trivia? Any fun 4th of July stories you care to share?
Well, you know, last year I was the Citizen of the Year, and I got to ride in the parade, and that was great. It was just being the Citizen of the Year was super. So I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, you do work very hard. You deserved it. Did you feel at all like the Queen of England?
Oh, yes, I was trying to do the wave.
She has a very unique style.
Yes.
And since watching The Crown on Netflix, I have a new appreciation for her.
Yes, I've been watching The Crown, too. It's great.
How far have you gotten?
I'm in the second session, and I think I'm in the second or third.
I'm so mad at
Yeah.
Philip.
Oh,
It's not important
Oh, yes,
today, but
yes.
I'm so mad at Philip.
yes. Me too.
You know what? Speaking of the royal family, not that it's super important, but do you think Meghan Markle misses America today? Because I feel like I would. I mean, who wouldn't miss this?
True. This is wonderful, yeah.
Well, it's not as if she can't fly. I mean, she has money to fly back. I don't know if that's a faux pas, though.
Look at these guys.
Oh, well done.
Now, these are the Aleppo Shriners cycles.
Very good. Very nimble. No, you'd have to be.
They went down and did a sort. Oh, they're doing one here too.
Look at that.
That's great.
Information. I like it. Very cool, guys. Nice work.
All right, and now coming down the road, it looks like we have Hingham softball.
I think, is that Hingham girls softball, Liz?
Well, it does say just Hingham softball, but softball is traditionally a women's sport.
Oh.
And we have a very strong K through 8 program, as well as a high school program. Yes.
I will take your word for it.
I don't know. I stopped playing before I could get to the high. I wasn't good enough to join the high school team if we have one.
I certainly wasn't either. I wasn't a very helpful participant of the track team, but I will say I really enjoyed my time there.
Now, what events did you specialize in?
Oh God, that is ancient history. Couldn't remember if I wanted to, but shout out to Mr. Jewett, both senior and younger, for being excellent coaches.
Yes.
Oh, I think they're yelling
the
something.
girls.
Oh, no, just general merriment. Carry on. Good.
That's great. They have quite a group.
Yeah.
And a float. Oh, look how nicely they decorated their float. I love those balloons along the side.
Yeah, they
what
did
a nice
such a great
touch.
job. All
That's
smiles.
good. We'll wave to them.
I almost feel quite offended when I wave to kids and they don't wave back.
Well,
They're probably looking somewhere else.
Yeah, these girls are busy too.
Oh, I think this is my favorite vintage car, the very, very old Ford Model Ts.
Please, honk your horn. It's got the good squeaky horn. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Honk your horn.
Please, would you? Could you? No,
No,
okay.
it's not.
No, they really weren't interested. Maybe it's defunct by now.
I hope not. That's the best part about that car.
Is it really?
I
That's
really
saying
enjoy
something.
that horn noise.
Oh, these kids have candy. You know, Eileen, actually, I should ask you this question. Oh, they're excited.
These are more of Hingham softball players.
Eileen, I was told that participants in the parade are actually not supposed to throw candy nowadays.
They're not. It looks like they are, though. They're not supposed to have.
Okay, well, you
But
know
we
what,
won't
Eileen?
say anything.
Snitches get stitches, so
Yeah.
we should just keep rolling. Do you know why that was the new policy?
I think it's just that kids run out and might get hit.
Oh, we definitely can't have that.
Yes.
Oh, we have some Vietnam War veterans here. Thank you for your service.
That's great.
So many veterans coming out. I'd love to see that, especially on a hot day like this.
I know.
Whoa.
Now this it says Hingham's First Volunteers, but based on the equipment they have on the back of this truck, I think we may be looking at the Bear Cove Fire Museum. Don't quote me on that.
Look at the smoke coming out of the side of the building.
Whoa. Yeah, and they're the hand-operated.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look at these kids. They're committed, and they're suspenders.
Now,
great.
have either of you actually been and visited the Bear Cove Fire Museum?
I have. It's a great place to visit.
Really? I saw not quite an expose, but a guided tour done by Harbor Media.
Oh, yes. I think I saw that, too.
Yeah, it was a really good piece, but I can't say I've had the pleasure of visiting in person.
Look at that truck. I'm glad we have updated our equipment since then.
Do you know who we just were hanging out with earlier?
Who?
Retired Fire Chief Bob Olson.
Oh, great.
He is a delightful person.
Yes, he is. Look at him hanging off the back there.
I think he's showing off.
We do a lot of hard work to get these so that they can drive them and make them look great. So it's nice to see them in the parade.
Well done, team. Well done. Yeah, so many of these vehicles to be running after all this time. It is very, very impressive. Dalmatian!
There's your
Yeah, no, I had a similar feeling.
Well, it's not a real Dalmatian.
Oh,
It's a nice enough statue, but there are some things that you just,
yes.
it's all right. I'll get over it.
Now we have a band approaching us. Catherine, can you make out which band this is?
You know, they look like the costumes from the Book of Mormon. That's about all I can make out right now. For those of you who aren't aware, that's a Tony Award-winning musical. I'd highly recommend you check it out. Speaking of musicals, have any of you guys seen Hamilton?
I still have not. My mom went and saw it in New York and she loved it.
Oh, good for her. There's a small group of enterprising young musicians.
Yeah.
No discernible costume, but plenty of discernible talent. So way to go, guys.
Plenty of spirit.
I think this is a different group than them, though, isn't it? These guys here.
That would be my guess as well, just
Yeah.
based on the uniforms.
We have a banner here that says Celebrate America's Energy Resources. It looks like the New North Church Community Center Historical Society are all affiliated with this. Williams truck. So it's a lovely decor.
Wow.
And now it looks like we have some baseball players making their way towards us. Now, is this the vintage? No, this is Little League.
Oh, look at that! Look at these kids. Oh, and they won most patriotic.
Wow, good for them.
Well done.
Good job.
Great job with the float. Looks great.
See, that's a difficult age. They look rather unimpressed.
Now, the Hingham Little League has actually been in this parade for 20 years, which is phenomenal.
No
And,
kidding.
over 60 years of baseball in Hingham, with about 800 kids in the program every year.
Wow.
Oh, this is Kids Cabaret!
Oh, no kidding!
Yep, their 2018 production is called Dear Edwina. And they should be singing some selections, perhaps.
Well, if not, you will be able to see them. Opening night's going to be July 26th, so only 20 plus days away.
Yeah. And these kids put a tremendous amount of work into the production. Some of their past shows, I went and saw Hello Dolly a few years ago, and it was terrific. It was really, really great.
Wow.
So if you get the chance, definitely go support them, support all of the work that they've done.
Yeah, all the more impressive considering that not only are the participants kids, the instructors, choreographers, teachers, they're all young people as well. Wow. Not everyone knows that. I see more kilts.
Wow.
There's a...
Oh, what a fun little decorated vehicle that is.
Oh, good for her. Wow.
Beautiful. Colonial Pipers. The Colonial Pipers Bagpipe Band coming up now from Boston, Massachusetts, so not too far away. It's a youth bagpipe band with members ranging in age from middle school up. You know, they actually perform at BC football games. Go Eagles!
You know, that's actually a great strategic move on BC's part. If I were a visiting team, I would be very unnerved by a youth bagpipe band in the stands.
Oh, coming up we have the most beautiful float. Wow, this should be really good. Oh, is this hockey?
These are the Hingham Hockey Pee-wee champions
Oh,
of the South Shore Conference.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they went all out in their decorations, guys.
Oh, I love it.
Well, Eileen, you've been such a good sport. We don't want to steal your whole day away from you, though. So if you need to get back to so on and so forth, we wouldn't blame you.
Well, I enjoyed being with you.
It was such a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
If you run into Marianne Blackmer or anyone fun, send her our way.
I will.
We love visitors.
Okay.
We're very friendly.
I'll see what I can do.
You rock.
Okay.
Have a safe and happy 4th.
Thank you. You also.
Now, I think this is the Northeast Italian band, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, the Roma band. Playing a little traditional Italian music. And they actually support a lot of religious feasts and cultural events in the Boston's North End.
Well, that's good to know. Oh, look at this right now. We have Goldfish Swim School's float. Isn't that adorable? They have a mascot! Oh, well done, guys. Well done. I think his name is Bubbles, or her. It is Bubbles. It's in Braintree too. That's pretty neat.
This is...
I like this trailer, how it's decorated.
We've got a traditional brass band. Unclear on their name, but they are going at it.
Yeah, this guy on the drums is having a hell of a time.
I love that. I love when you can tell performers are into the music. They're into what they're playing.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Look at this. This is Ragtime the Musical, which is the company theater's current production. And they are decked out, dressed to the nines.
Really, really committed in both period and what appears to be burlesque costume. An unlikely pairing, but not necessarily a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually never been to one of their shows, but that's been on my to-do list for ages.
Oh, really? Oh, you know what the burlesque might be? That could be related to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, did they put that on there?
It either just happened or is happening in the future.
That's I want to go see that.
Yeah,
That's a fun show.
It should be. Have you ever gone to one of the midnight ones?
Yeah, I used to go every year the Tuesday before Halloween.
For those who aren't familiar, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is a movie that took on kind of a cult appreciation and involves a lot of audience participation.
And usually it's performed with a shadow cast of actors who are acting out what's going on in the movie in front of the screen.
Oh, looks like we have the Cub Scouts here. Look at them.
Oh. Lots of enthusiasm.
Should be earning some patriotism badges today. Actually, it's 4 elementary schools that provide some of the kids that participate in Cub Scouts. Did you know 181 NASA astronauts were involved in scouting?
I did not know that.
I don't know a lot of people who would, Liz. But now we all do.
Yep, fun facts.
Oy.
They are
kids.
precious.
Why are they flying the Union Jack, though? They're throwing candy, too! Oh, my God.
Scofflaws, the lot of them.
Flagrant violation of rules. You are supposed to be the future.
It's alright. They're just overflowing with enthusiasm.
I mean, I guess. If you're going to throw candy, you should throw it our way, I think.
Listen, we still have a whole pile that we need to work our way through. Although I'm afraid some of the chocolate has started to melt.
Oh, I'm quite sure it has, yeah, at this point. It wouldn't look good for us to open it. I think this is the Northern Italian.
Yes, you would be correct. And I believe this is another Sousa march.
So the Northeastern Italian Band was founded in 1998. Its original name was St. Alfio's Band of Lawrence. It had 19 musicians that ranged from the early teens to 80 plus years old, and they perform all around the Northeast and New England. Especially busy this time of year, one would have to imagine.
Oh, I'm sure. Heather, we were both in bands in high school, and we talked a little bit about this. But we never did anything like this in the summer, which is regrettable.
No, the Hingham Public Schools has a terrific music education program, but I don't think there were enough of us to sustain a marching squadron.
I believe there was one. It was probably back in like the 70s or the 80s with the Doug Walkup, who was the former director of bands for Hingham Schools.
Neat.
It may have ended before his tenure.
Okay. At least he tried. Well, I mean, it should be applauded.
Yeah.
Something different. Coming up behind us, we have the most unique float. I'm excited to see what this is. Do you know who judges, who decides? I don't either. But I'm pretty confident that it happens at the high school before the parade starts.
Some sort of shadowy council, perhaps.
Probably, yeah. Oh, it's the Democratic Town Committee. Looking good, guys. Oh, you're not supposed to cut through here. It's okay. How's it going? Having fun? Happy 4th. We do what we can. It's fine. All right, so, hi. Oh, this is wonderful. We have a couple visitors.
Guests.
Let's see if Patrick O'Connor minds joining us for a second. We only have the one headset, unfortunately. How are you doing today?
Good. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to you. Look at that tie. Looking sharp.
We have a couple of events today, a couple of parades, but this is really America's parade, in my opinion. It's unbelievable, the turnout that you got today on a really, really hot day, but the streets were absolutely packed with unbelievable people, and it really goes to show what a great community Hingham is, and this is a real highlight of the entire community.
Well, thank you. We like it.
Yeah, we're
awesome.
having a blast.
How are you not dripping in sweat right now?
I try and stay hydrated, but we have another parade in Duxbury. Myself and Representative Mosquito are actually headed to Hull after this because we got a trolley that's going to be going throughout Hull on Fridays and Saturdays throughout the summer. So there's a lot of good stuff happening on the South Shore.
Well, that's great. Well, we don't want to keep you and make you late, but thanks for stopping by.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for doing this. Is this the first year you guys have done this, or is this?
Not the first year, but the first year we've done this.
Oh, cool.
We're having a lot of fun.
No, this is a really good parade.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for having me on for a short
Good
period
to
of time.
see you.
Happy 4th of July.
Have the rest of your day.
You too. Happy 4th.
Safe and happy 4th. And now we were just passed by the Standish Guards Drum and Bugle Corp. And they have some complicated drumming going on. All sorts of stands and very festive hats as well. The bucket hats are very, very sharp.
So many great floats. It looks like Hingham, the crew team coming up now. So great. Looking good. You know, I was almost recruited to do crew as a very tall person. I imagine you got that too. Speaking of tall people, though, one of my favorite tall people has joined us. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. It is such a beautiful day out here, and everyone is just having such a great time on the parade route. It was super fun to be able to walk on the parade this year. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th to you as well. Can I just say, you also don't look like you've walked a mile in this blazing heat? How are you so fresh-faced and energetic still?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Don't you feel all of the wonderful community spirit? It has to buoy everybody.
That's a very good point. For those of our viewers who may not know you, would you mind introducing yourself?
I am Joan Mosquito. I am the state representative for a wonderful Hingham, Hull, Cohasset, and North Scituate. And I am absolutely having a ball today here on the parade route with everybody. It's really been a lot of fun. And I don't know if you've noticed, but all of the little girls along the parade route have dressed up in these beautiful little dresses, and all the little boys have these cool shirts and these fun little hats on. It's really been a lot of fun.
Kids are well dressed. Also dogs.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh! All the dogs too. It's really been adorable.
It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have like 1,000 more stops today.
We do. Actually, Senator O'Connor and I are heading over to Hull. They have a brand new trolley that is looping the district to make it easier for people to get around Hull in the summertime to enjoy all of the amenities. So we're heading there, and there's a few more stops after that. So, but it's a great day, and we're having an absolute ball. How about you girls? Are you having a great time out
We're
here?
having a blast. You know, it's just so, we ended up with such a beautiful breezy day. Everyone's in good
God.
moods. Yeah, I know.
In answer to your earlier question, that beautiful breeze really makes a difference. So.
It really does. Absolutely.
Wow.
Sounds like another band coming up, so we'll let you sneak out while you have a moment, but enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.
From my family to yours and everybody else's, have a wonderful, happy, safe 4th of July.
You rock. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you for stopping by. All right, who do we have here? Not sure who they are, but they are rocking out. They sing, they march, they play. This is this is the Second Line Social Aid and Pleasure Society. This is their brass band, and that's like a traditional New Orleans style association. A little bit of charity work, a lot of partying. I didn't know we had some so far north.
That's really good to know. I did not either. And you can speak from experience as a graduate of Tulane.
Yeah. It seen plenty of parades. This one it measures up for sure.
Look at that, a few members of the parade committee going by in golf carts. Those are some good-looking golf carts.
Now, where can we get our hands on those golf carts after the parade?
I really don't know, but I feel like we deserve them, no?
So we have a truck cruising by from the Hingham Municipal Lighting Plant with some of our sponsors listed on their float.
A.W. Perry, they are actually the Harbor Media landlord, so just a special shout out to them. You guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for fixing the light bulbs when I don't know how to, and for many other things I'm sure you do, but that specifically.
And a big thank you to all of the parade sponsors. I mean, this is a tremendous production, and a lot went into this, and we couldn't make it happen without them.
Oh, absolutely. It requires the whole community to come out, and you've seen how excited everyone is who has a part in this. Yeah. This is one of those events that just defines Hingham for generations. People come back year after year, whether or not they live in this town, and it's just part of what makes the South Shore such a special place.
It really does.
So we actually have to wrap up now because it's really hot and I'm tired.
And I need a hot dog.
Oh my God, have you seen hot dogs? Okay, we're gonna go find some hot dogs, but this has been so much fun. Be sure to follow Harbor Media. This should be online tonight, and whenever you're watching this, we hope you're enjoying your day, and God bless America.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a safe and happy 4th.